Morning from Kajang, Malaysia. So we are down. We're starting the first game of the day between Mantin Village Cricket Club and Elite Warriors CC. So Elite Warriors swapped into bat first. It's a very important game for both the teams. So we go the first ball of the day. It's a magnificent ball. It's a good carry to the keeper. It's a good start for Neil Matheson on strike, Venkat, and with him, Said Rahmatullah opening the batting for Elite Warriors CC. Again, back of land delivery is a good carry. There is something for the bowler in the first half an hour, probably. It's a beautiful weather today. No sign of any heavy cloud, so hopefully there'll be no rain interruption. It's another good delivery there. It's a lovely carry to the keeper. It's a good start for Neil Matheson. Elite Warriors playing their third group game. It's winning the second game yesterday very convincingly against Park United CC. This time it's a loud call for a run. So far, it's a very tidy over. Just a single taken, the first four deliveries. Said Rahmatullah facing his first ball of the day. And a lovely piece of bowling there, just a single to finish the over. It's a great start from Neil and from Mantin Village Cricket Club. Gary Slate coming to do the second over of the day. It's a good start from Mantin Village, getting the extra bounce as well. Late cut for a single, straight to the third man. So that's the end of the second over. Elite Warriors 9 for no loss. Neil Matheson back into the attack. Fully delivery this time. Straight onto the stumps. Saeed played it nicely for a single. That's a healthy edge. It's a very quick outfield. So just race towards the boundary. It's unlucky there for the bowler. It was not far away from the keeper. Just raced past him. So that's a moral victory for Neil there. Generated an H. He's having a good carry. Very ideal line and length. It's a good stop from Mantin Village. Straight up. The change of field there. This time the batter advances down the wicket, but it's a very good delivery there again. Sunil Matheson hitting the perfect line and length consistently. So consistent line and length. This time a bit fuller. It's a good throw there. Except for that boundary so far. It's a quite brilliant bowling there from Neil. This time up in the air, but it'll just go through the fine leg area for a boundary. Unlucky there for Neil. Created two chances. Good bowling, nevertheless. So that's the end of the third over. Elite Warriors 19 for no loss. Gary Slade back into the attack again. That's a good delivery there. Bankett wanted to go for a sweep shot. There's no connection there, so it'll be a dot ball. This time he advances. Very unlucky there. Missed by the keeper. And missed the stumps as well. So Venkat survives. He's living life quite dangerously there. It's a clean striker of the ball. Venkat just trying to make the most of the new ball. Side on strike. Very careful. Call for a second. And will be taken comfortably. So that's good running between the wicket there. He advances down the wicket, and this will be the maximum. It's a good shot, good lofted shot from Saeed. Straight up, no chance for the fielder. So that's good positive batting from Elite Warriors. This time scooped it over the wicketkeeper's head and it will travel towards the boundary. So that's good batting from Saeed. Is making the most of the new ball and the quick fast outfield. Neil Matheson back into the attack. He has been able to generate some chances. Someone the village would be wanting to get a breakthrough from him. So that's a good decision to keep him on. That's a beautiful delivery there, back of the lane, straight up. No room offered to the batter. Defended straight to the bowler's hand. This time again, Venkat advances down the wicket. Tried to play to the keeper. Neil Matheson has been brilliant with the new ball this morning. This time played nicely to the back foot towards the deep third man fielder for just a single, which brings Saeed on strike. It's looking very good, batting on 18 of just 8 deliveries there. This time he scoops and he scoops well. Very good connection there. One bounce into the boundary. That area is not protected. It's good boundaries being scored by Saeed, just keeping the scoreboard ticking. It's a good start, but Mantin Village will be wanting to get a breakthrough to keep things into balance. Neil Matheson unlucky on that occasion, but very good bowling so far. It's the last delivery. Fuller wider this time and Signal as a wide as well. Shorter delivery this time. Very quick outfield there. Fuller couldn't stop it. Played it through the fine leg area for another boundary to end the over. So 5 overs gone now. Elite Warriors 42 for no loss. It's a beautiful day for cricket. The sun is coming out slowly. 3 very important games today. So we are proceeding towards almost the end of the group stages. Gary continues this time. Venkat makes a very good connection. So it will be a maximum. It's a very good sound from the bat. It Warriors a very good side with a very strong batting lineup. They are clean strikers of the ball. Loves to play their shots. but Mantin Village would like to get some wickets. From here on, the projected score is looking like 185. That's a good delivery there, Fuller this time. A very nicely played to the fine leg fielder for a single. Just a good fielding there. Choose a call. Denied by the non-striking batter. Will just be a single. It's good fielding there again. Side is looking quite solid. Venkat survived few edges there, but he's also changing his approach and focusing on rotating the strike, which is the good thing to do at this stage. They don't want to lose few wickets and give it away. There's a very loud call and is given. It's the first wicket for Mantin Village. Well deserved. It's taken by Gary Slide, who was very consistent with his line and lengths there. Unlucky on certain occasion, but this time Slide wanted to open up fine leg area. This looks quite straight from here. It's a good shout. And the first wicket down for Elite Warrior CC. So after 6 overs, Elite Warriors 51 for loss of 1 wicket. Change of bowling. Shams ready, comes on to bowl his first delivery. Down the leg side. Lucky on that occasion. It's protected. The deep fine leg fielder, so will just be a single. New batsman, Muhammad Arif. The man of the match from the last game. It's been going very good so far for Mantin Village with a wicket down. The sun is out, it's bright and shiny now. Slower delivery this time. It's nicely played. Where's the fine leg for a single? So Mantin Village will be quite happy with that. This time Venkat advances, is running towards the boundary area, but will be cut by the fielder. It's good fielding there. Just be 2 runs taken. So that's it's good bowling from Shams, not giving any pace on the ball. which the elite warriors batters normally like. Another good delivery there. Soft shout. A refund strike. Shorter delivery this time. Very nicely played straight to the deep mid wicket fielder for a single. It's a good throw as well. So that's the end of the seventh over now. Elite Warriors 57 for loss of one wicket. Change of bowling again. New bowler Sam Redwood Loud comes on to bowl his first over of the day. It's a good delivery there. But nicely played by Arif to the third man fielder. It's a good piece and good bounce as well. This time, very unlucky there. Venkat knew the third man is quite wide, so he took his chances with a quick fast outfill. Be a boundary there for Venkat. So boundary after quite a while now. This time Venkat advances and slices the ball into the gap for another boundary. There's no chance for the third man fielder. So once again the boundaries are coming up quite easily. Now this time is a good delivery there, back of a length. Missed by Venkat, who wants to attack and get more boundaries in this over. It's a good start from Sam Redwood. It's good pace, good carry. Once again, straight past the bowler. Chance of a catch there. That's the end of the eighth over now. Elite Warriors 67 for 1. Spady continues. Shorter delivery this time. Ball is in the air, but will fall safely into the gap. 2 runs will be taken. Venkat is trying that down the wicket shot for a while now, but not being able to connect straight up. This time he does, and it will be 1 bounce 4. It's a good shot to the gap. It's not the ideal length from Shams. Venkat is on 40 now of 27 deliveries. This time down the leg side, chance of a run out. Single taken there as well. Batter is asking for a white ball, but it went over the stumps, suggested by the other batter. Shorter delivery this time. Oh, it was a very good effort on the boundary there. Straight on the rope for a maximum. This time, Arif gets underneath the ball. It's a good elevation for another maximum. It's back-to-back sixes to finish the 9th over. Elite Warriors 86 for loss of 1 wicket.
No, so I think it's been a pretty solid start this morning. A lot of 4s and 6s, but quite a few dot balls as well. Yeah, he's used the ramp shot really effectively this morning. Oh, stretches. Yes, and that's wide. Managed to squeeze that away, but they're coming back for no, they're just going to take the single. Mantin Village would desperately love another wicket, I think. These batsmen look quite set. Was a beautiful shot, carved away, but saved on the boundary. It's another single. A lot of effort from the bowler, guided away by the batsman, and they run through for two. Oh, the batsman shaped towards the offside. I think he was looking to send that over the boundary, but missed and through to the keeper. Welcome dot ball off the first ball of the over. It's gone high. Will the wicket keeper get underneath it? Taken. He looks to take the run out, the double play, bit of a fumble. Not this time, but they take the one wicket. Caught by the wicket keeper. So a new batsman to the crease. Mantin are hoping for a few quick wickets, but I think Elite Warriors will also be looking to push on from this position, posting a big score. He's up to the wicket. Bowls. Square. He's fine edge down to the boundary for 4 runs. A little streaky from the batsman, but who cares? He's off the mark. Score currently is 98 for 2. Wide ball there, just a reminder, the first wide of an over, you get an extra ball and 1 run, but any subsequent wides count for 3 runs in this game. Beautifully played off the legs out to the boundary, but saved right on the boundary rope. The batsman come through for 2, and an excellent throw in from the boundary straight into the gloves of the keeper. There's 100 up for the Elite Warriors. He manages to get it off his legs around the corner. Bit of a discussion between the batsmen, but it's a decent throw in. Slightly fumbled at the bowler's end, but no consequence. They just take the single, and that's over. Up to the wicket and bowls. Bit of a swing, but all the way along a floor down to Cowan corner for a single.
This is the over.
11.
Yeah.
Right, thanks. Beautifully guided down to, but just for the single. It's up to the wicket. Bowls, straight one, bit of extra bounce. Batsman had to react quickly, managed to fend it away, and came through for a single. Oh, nicely guided. He watched that all the way. Guided down to third man. There's a fielder on the boundary there, so they're just through for a single. I think the batsman expected that one to pop up a bit short on him as well, but it didn't this time, but he managed to guide it down safely, no run taken, and that's over. Looks like a new bowler for Mantin Cricket Club, the captain. It's a crucial time in the game. Number 17 for the Elite Warriors feels quite set. He's pulling some great shots out the locker. So Manton will be desperate for another wicket. He's up to the wicket, bowls. Halved away to the mid-wicket boundary. Just the single that time. Oh, it was a big swing. Complete miss. Wiki took the bails off, but don't think the batsman has moved his feet an inch. So he was firmly in his crease. Mantin won't be disappointed with that, though. Another big swing. Carved it away, and that's 4 runs. Bowler's coming around the wicket this time, trying anything to make a bit of a difference. He's in. Oh, just watch that all the way. Cut down to third man, through for a single. Nicely dabbed down, through for a single. The end of the over, 113 for 2 off 13 overs. With a projected score of 174, I think the game's still in the balance. This set batsman starts to sort of open up, then Mantin could be in trouble here, but a couple of quick wickets and it will swing quickly the other way. Umpire and the non-striking batsman look like they're checking their Twitter feed. Maybe ordering a grab. Important to stay hydrated on hot days like this. But they're ready now. Oh, quite an effort ball. The batsman stepped away looking to send it down to the leg side boundary, but managed to miss, and it was given as a wide. That was a lot fuller, but he dealt with it well. Carved out, and it looks like it was 4 runs. Arif Jalaluddin on a very handy 30 for his team. He's looking quite set. Oh, a bit shorter. He managed to get hold of that, and it's away into the nets for 6 runs. That was a huge 6. He watched it all the way onto his bat, leant back, and just guided it into space. Well, it was a full toss. Managed to carve that one away, the same point as the other 4, with the same result. Moves up to 40. Another finely shaped shot. Batsman looking for two, but the field is well in. Hard throw, and the batsman take another single as the overthrows come in. Keeps the reef on strike, which the Elite Warriors will be very happy with. And he moves to 42. Oh, another short ball. Rocks back. That one didn't quite get hold of it as much, but one bounce, 4 runs. It was an expensive over for Mantin Cricket Club. You've got to feel for the bowlers in these conditions. Batsman set. If it's anything too short, gets dismissed to the boundary. So 137 for two. It's up to the wicket and bowls. Bit of a full toss. Carves it down to cow corner. But fielder runs round but can't cut it off. That's another 4 runs. Nice pitch that one. A big appeal. Wicket keeper took the bails as well. Batsman's questioning. Is he out? No one seems quite sure. And he's walking off. Still questioning the umpire. I think he's not quite sure how he was out, whether it was given LBW or stumped. But, but he's out for 19, a really useful contribution. He's still shaking his head walking off. Perhaps more than confusion than any disagreement, but a really valuable contribution. But Arif remains on 46. This new batsman comes in. In Village Club desperately needed that wicket, but what they'd give for a couple of quick wickets now swing the game back into their favour. He's up, bowls, nice straight. It's gone high, but it will bounce. Batsmen look for two. They opt for the safe option, just the single. And he's off the mark. Another carve away to mid wicket. Just the single that time. And Tim won't mind that. But the Elite Warriors are good at keeping the scoreboard ticking over. Ooh. A little bit of a collision between the batsman and the bowler trying to get to the ball. They opt not to run through for the single. Bit of a shake of hands. I think it was all very accidental. And that's over. 143 for 3 of 15 overs. And a change of bowler for Mantin. This will be the fourth and final over. Gary Slade. A little bit shorter and carved away down to third man and a misfield down at third man. He's rolling, head hanging in shame, and it runs under him for 4 runs. And Arif is retiring on 51. A great innings for Elite Warriors. Really set them up to push on now for a big score. He's up to the wicket and bowls. Aim to play it straight. Thick outside edge down to third man. But it gets him off the mark. Two new batsmen at the crease. Manton will be looking to scoop up some wickets, but it's a full toss. Smashed away. It's a long on. Toss back in, just the single. It's a nice straight ball. They managed to play it pretty straight and through for another single. Manton won't mind that the boundary is starting to dry up a little. Oh, and he stepped to his right, scoop that down. Deep square leg. I think he was probably hoping for more. They run through for another single, and that's over. 151 for 3. Big swing down to cow corner. One bounce and over the boundary for 4 runs. That's relieved a little bit of the pressure that was building. They moved to 155 for 3. Mantin up to leave a fielder down on that boundary. So he's up to the wicket and bowls. Big full toss that goes high in the air. Is anyone underneath it? It's bounced. A lot of shouting and screaming about where to pass the ball back into. In the end, it was well fielded. Good return throw. Just adjusting the field slightly. He's in, up to the wicket and bowls. Nice straight Yorker length. He manages to dig it out. and through for the single. Gasp of frustration from the batsman there, as he would have hoped to have got hold of a bit more of that then, but they managed to knock it away for another single. It does help to keep the scoreboard ticking over, but they will be looking to target the boundary. He's in big heave. It's gone high in the air. Fielder's underneath it, and he takes the catch. You could tell that elite warriors would be looking to hit those big shots and hit the boundaries, but of course, comes with risks. That was a fine catch in the deep. And the projected score, which was creeping up to the 200 mark, has dropped ever so slightly back down to 186. Mantin would dearly love to keep it under the 200 mark. Still 3 overs to play. Elite Warriors have plenty of batsmen. I'm hoping they can come out and see this game through. Some big scores in the last few overs. So a change bowler for Mantin Village. It's the fourth and final over. It's actually the opening bowler, so they're looking to target quick wickets, it seems. Little adjustments in the fields. And he's in. Up to the wicket and bowls. Straight one. He didn't get hold of it, but the batsmen are running through for a quick two. Ball comes in, quite a low throw that he managed to stop by the stumps, but safely home for the batsman, 2 runs. He's in, bowls. Manages to carve that one away down to cow corner, and the fielder on the boundary there runs in, scoops it up and returns. Just a single. Bit of a shorter one. He leant back and looked to cut that away slightly, but missed it completely and through to the keeper. It's another dot ball. As he turns at his mark, he's in, up to the wicket and bowls. And that one's gone high in the air as the fielder coming in underneath it takes a good catch while low down, fires it in for the double play. Not this time, but that's another wicket for Mantin. Elite Warriors will be kicking themselves. They haven't made more of some of these. They're just the slightest mishit. And the ball goes high in the air, but they've been performing so well so far. The new batsman walks in. 2 more balls remaining of this over, and then there'll be 2 further overs. It is important here that elite warriors don't start to try and hit everything into the boundary, because a few more quick wickets and they might not see out their allocation. So the batsman's in, makes himself ready. No need for a guard. He's up to the wicket and bowls. The offside, he managed to swat that away to wide mid off. Through for a single. So 2 more overs remain of the innings. Projected score has fallen again to 180. Given the start they had, Elite Warriors would be expecting to get at least that, but a big swing again and a miss. I can't quite believe how he missed that. Another dot ball. Pressure starting to build. Steps away. He was almost bowled behind his legs, but it's down the leg side, and the umpire gives a wide. And it's one for that over. And to need to keep this tight. He's up to the wicket. Bowls. Oh, he steps away, looks for the ramp shot. He manages to get something on it, and it rolls down for 4 runs. That was brave. Actually, in the end, a well executed shot. So he's up to the wicket. He hovers, bowls. Bit of a looping, dropping, full ball, almost a full toss, but the batsman watches it carefully, sives it away. They've run 2. They were coming back for 3, and they easily make it. Batsman just needs to make an adjustment to his pads. Ready to play. Still around the wicket. Comes in. Bowls. Full toss again. He swipes it to mid off. And they come through for a single. It's up to the wicket. Bowls. Another full toss. Same result. Hit in the air at first. Down to mid off. And takes the bounce and sends it in. And they come through for another single. End of the over. The batsmen change ends and they Mantin discussing who is going to step up for this final over. Looks like it's going to be their first change bowler, Sham. It's gone for 33 runs for 1 wicket so far. He'll be hoping to keep it as tight as he can for the final over. If they can keep them under 180, then I think they'll be very pleased. He's up to the wicket and bowls. Gets a bit of extra bounce, but it was nicely guided over his shoulder down to fine leg, and they come through for a single. It was well watched by the batsman. Managed to get something on it. He's in, up to the wicket. Bowls, another straight one. It's gone straight up in the air. Wicket keeper's running back, but it bounces. He's not able to make the ground. They come through for a second run. I don't think the batsman knew where that had gone, But the wicketkeeper was not able to cover his ground running backwards. It's always difficult with the ball coming over your head as you're running back. Wasn't able to make the ground. Would have been a difficult catch anyway. Up to the wicket, bowls. Guides that away very nicely. Down to the boundary. Third man. For a very nice 4. Six the wicket. Bowls down the leg side. 1 run, 1 extra ball. Just lost his line a little there. Takes them to 179 for 5. It looks like they will get to that 180 mark. As he's up to the wicket. Bowls straight ball, but he guides that down to fine leg. There's a player on the boundary. There's a quick return in. They go for the quick second. A misfield by the keeper. They look for 3, but the batsman's sent back. 2 runs. Of course, the last ball of the innings, if they manage to get it away for a 6, it counts as 12 runs. So Mantin just rearranging their field. A word of advice from the captain, where he'd like him to bowl. And he's in up to the wicket. He bowls it full straight. It almost misses, just misses the stumps rather. They roll it to the other end. He takes the bails and it's a run out, but they had to go for it. And the innings comes to an end. 181. So the target set, 182 in the end. I think Mantin will be quite pleased with that result because in the middle of the match, 2 set batsmen scoring boundaries for fun. They managed to get some wickets, peg them back. But Elite Warriors still set a decent total. 182 is not going to be easy in these conditions. We'll have to see how Mantin Village cope. back for the start of the Mantin Village innings. Take their own guard. I think the umpires are still making their way onto the pitch. Two batsmen here for Mantin who've had big scores in this tournament so far. I'll be hoping for the same again today, and I think they'll need it. Gary Slade on strike. Big hitting South African. As he looks around the field at the many gaps there are. Only 8 players, obviously, for each team in this tournament, which means there is a lot of space in the outfield. And then it's up to the wicket and bowls. First ball guided away down to third man. They come back for second. The fielder comes round, fires it in, but they come through for 2 quite comfortably. They look for the third, but it's well backed up. Chris Davis readjusting his pads quickly. Bowlers in to the wicket and bowls. It's a nice length, just outside off stump, but it's guided. Almost a defensive push. And they're through for the single. Looks like there's an issue with the right pad for Chris Davies, but he's going to play on regardless. He prepares to face his first ball. He's up to the wicket. Bowls again. Straight ball on a length, and he manages to dab it away for no run. It's up to the wicket. Bowls quite wide, and it's scythed away down to deep square leg, who comes across. Isn't able to cut it off. That's 4 runs. Still has an issue with his pad. It looks like one of the straps may have broken, but that didn't seem to affect his shot selection there. It was a little short and a little wide, but dispatched to the boundary. Bowlers in, up to the wicket, and bowls another straight one. Tucked off the leg. A call of 2 by Mr. Davies as the fielder comes in, a slight misfield. And they run through for a comfortable 2. Chris Davies asking now if he can change his pad at the end of the over. And someone's running on with a replacement set. Be a very short delay, I'm sure. But a good start for Mantin Village. 9 off the first over. As he makes final adjustments, takes the rest of his equipment. I think we're ready to play. Gary Slade looks ready. Bowler's ready. And he's up to the wicket. Bowls. Fast action. Straight and full, but he pushes it away on the offside, and they come through for a single. Chris Davies still getting dressed. He's managed to take that single while carrying half of his equipment under his arm. Safe enough in the end. So he readies himself. Bowler comes up. It's a bit wide and full, and he hits it down to the boundary, but the fielder's there, and he fields it. Well, he throws it, and a pretty decent throw all the way back to the wicket keeper. But they managed to get two. Bowler's in. He's up to the wicket, and he bowls another wide ball. Looks to square cut it, but he seemed to hit the underside of the bat, and it dribbles far more slowly. Over to mid wicket. He runs in, and they are through for the single. He's in, up to the wicket and bowls. Big swat. He leant back. Didn't hit it very cleanly. They go for one. And then a quick second as the ball is fired into the bowler's end. And they take 2 runs. Up to the wicket. Bowls full, and it's gone high. There's a fielder running in underneath it, but it bounces. Again, he didn't connect with that as he would have liked. Not far off, but he was at risk for a short period of time. In the end, it was just the 1 run. Elite Warriors won't mind that, seeing a top order batsman giving it a big swing so early on in their innings. But after 2 overs, 16 runs for no wickets. Bowler's in, he's up, and he bowls a big straight one. Seemed to clip something, but went over the stumps. Wicketkeeper missed it. Bowler's furious with him. And they run through for a single. I think there's a debate as to whether it counts as a run or a bye. No one seems sure. The bowler thought he had his man there. Is this going to really fire him up? The umpires are checking back, trying to work out what happened. Expect this ball will be delivered with a little bit more venom than it otherwise would have been. And he's in, up to the wicket, and he bowls outside the off stump. Goes for the push to the offside, but misses it through to the keeper. A generous person would say it was a leave. It's up to wicket. Bowls. He advances down the wicket, dabs it down at his feet, and runs through for a very quick single. Smart cricket, keeping that scoreboard ticking over, using the big space that's around the square. It's all the fielders on the boundary, as they have to be in this format. So the bowler's in, up to the wicket, and bowls slightly down leg side. Hit off the leg. It sounded like a bit of pad there, yes. It was through for one leg by. Up to the wicket, bowls a bit wider. They managed to swat it away. There's a bit of a fumble from the bowler as they're running through for a quick single. I think he heard the call for run and caused him to fumble a little bit. But in the end, he managed to get the ball back to his wicketkeeper. They only took a single. 25 for no loss after 3 overs. Bowlers decided to come around the wicket this time. Chris Davis facing, and he's in, up to the wicket. Bowls, strain is straight through the defensive guard. Skittles the wickets. Chris Davis is bowled for 11. He'll be very disappointed with that. But it was a fast, straight. It kept a little low and somehow managed to find its way through a gap and clattered into the stumps. Umpire's got a bit of a job to fix them. Elite Warriors very happy with that, as they should be. New batsman strolling in. Change to the round the wicket, obviously changed the angle somewhat, and that was enough. Wicket off the first ball of the over certainly puts the pressure on the new batsman in. The bowler's up to the wicket. He bowls just outside of the off stump, but half push, half square cut, but he misses the ball completely and it's through to the wicketkeeper. Turns at his mark and he's in, up to the wicket, bowls straight in it. Flipped off the hip, very nicely done. Down to the fine leg boundary for 4 runs. Bowler strayed off his line. It's usually so consistent, but it was dispatched very efficiently by the batsman. A little adjustment in the field. And he's in. He's up to the wicket and bowls. Much straighter. Big appeal. Sounded and the batsman and the bowler collide slightly. He manages to knock it away to cover and they go through for a single. Big appeal, but it did sound, to me anyway, there was a little bit of bat in that. He's up to the wicket. Bowls full straight, but it's swatted away to the cover boundary. There's a fielder there, so they'll only get a single. Gary Slade still not quite connecting with it as he would like to be, but he's still there, and he's on 14. It's the end of the over. 31 for 1. 80 balls. A little bit of a discussion in the field. Just Elite Warriors wanting to get it exactly right. They know the danger now that Gary Slade poses. If he starts to connect with the balls in the middle of the bat, they need to make sure their field placement is spot on. Try and cut off those boundaries. Bowler's up to his mark. He's in. To the stumps and bowls. Full and straight, and it's swatted straight down the ground for a one bounce 4. Bowler hands the umpire the ball to look at. Check that it hasn't been overly damaged. Umpire says it's fine, and he's in. He's up to the wicket. Bowls outside the off stump. Cut away to the boundary. A bit of a misfield, and it bounces through the fielder for another 4. Beautiful and well timed cut shot there. And he's in. Up to the wicket. Bowls again out quite far outside, and the umpire gives that a wide. Last couple of balls have been wide of off stump. Just a little bit too far away. And he's in. Bowls a bit straighter this time, but it's guided down to the third man boundary where it will be fielded comfortably. And they're through for a single. He's up to the wicket. Oh, that seemed to move a little bit either in the air or off the seam. And the batsman kind of dangled his bat. Oh, he didn't manage to get an edge. No one seems quite sure. But he survived. He swats that one away to the cover boundary. But there's a fielder there. And they come through for just the one. That's over. 42 for 1 on 5 overs. And for those of you just joining us, Elite Warriors won the toss, chose to bat, and posted a very respectable score of 182. 5 overs into the innings for Mantin Village Cricket Club. 42 for the loss of 1 wicket. They require another 140 off 75 balls. So, like much of this game, it's still in the balance. And the bowler is in. He's up to the stumps and bowls fast and straight. Batsman managed to get his bat down onto it and dug it through. It rolls down to mid-off, and they take a single. Elite Warriors pursuing with this around the wicket tactic that worked for them earlier. And he's in, bowls straight. Oh, and he gets a streaky inside edge. The keeper, it more hit him, it hit his foot and rolled down towards the boundary, but he managed to take the pace off the ball, so they were only able to come through for another single, taking the score to 44 for 1. I think Elite Warriors will be quite disappointed that didn't take that inside edge and continue on to the stumps, but the bowler turns, he's in, up to the wicket, and there's a big swipe down to deep square leg. But there's a fielder there. They think about a second, but the throw comes in and they settle for just the one. Elite Warriors won't mind this. It's you know, it's a format of cricket where boundaries really count for everything, and so the odd single they'll be quite happy with. And he's in up to the wicket and bowls on the leg stump, and he manages to flick it off his legs for a 1 bounce 4. He seems to have so much time then. One ball remaining on the over. The bowler's in, up to the wicket, bowls a lot straighter, but there's a huge heave down to the boundary where the fielder is waiting. And he's taken the catch. It looked at first that might carry for a 6, but it seemed to die in the air again. He wasn't able to connect as sweetly as he would have liked to. So in the end, the fielder on the boundary took a relatively easy catch, although it's never easy on the boundary. They managed to get through for the second run, so there wasn't also a run out. And that's 2 wickets down for Mantin Village, just at the point where Gary Slade was starting to open his arms and look to get those boundaries. So they need to reset and rebuild again. Next player in looks to be John Owen. An accomplished cricketer. He'll be looking to target the bowling immediately. A few words of advice from his colleague. And that's 6 overs gone. 49 for 2. Change of bowler. He's up to the wicket. In. Straight enough ball, and he's hit it straight to the boundary. He almost fumbled it, and it's another catch. Deep cover boundary. They throw it in quickly for attempting the run out as well, but the batsman safely home. That was a huge heave. But it's a long boundary down there. And after an initial fumble, he managed to hold on to that. And another wicket down for Mantin. And the new batsman in is Tim Lamb, who'll be looking to try to steady the ship. Well, it could come off the rails for Mantin here. 2 quick wickets will do that. He takes guard. He's ready to play. Bowler's in, up to the wicket. Bowls, shorter ball. Manages to defend that away, and it just drops in front of him. A bit of a squeal from the wicketkeeper, thinking if it had popped up a little higher, he was in for a chance. Not sure how much of that ball Tim saw, whether it was an unexpected bounce. Bowler's in again. He's up to the wicket. Bowls nice and straight. Dabbed away to the leg side, and they take one. They come through for a quick second. He's running through, and he doesn't make it. He runs his bat in. The umpire's finger goes up. Tim Lamb looks disconsolately at the umpire. I think he felt he was in, but the decision is that he was short on that second run. It was a risky second, which happens when the pressure starts to build, and Tim is incredibly disappointed with that. Mantin could be in a little bit of trouble here. 3 quick wickets. And 2 batsmen on the crease, neither of which have scored a run. So it's a time for cool heads. Which is difficult in 40-degree heat under a helmet, especially when you're trying to take a quick second run. But Elite Warriors sound much happier in the field at the moment. I know that they are starting to dominate this game. Warren Miller takes guard. Bowler's in. Bowls a straight one. Manages to push it away to the leg side. There was a big appeal from the bowler. No one else joined him in that appeal. Sounded a little like he did get some bat on it. And they come through for a single. Appeal more out of hope than expectation. John Owen doing a bit of gardening on an artificial wicket, making sure he's comfortable and the bowler's in, up to the wicket, bowls, slightly short, a big swing that went under the ball. And he's through to the keeper, no run. That was a fantastic over for the Elite Warriors. And they really took control of this game. Warren Miller on strike. He's up, bowls, watches it carefully. Sort of defensive dab that squirted out to the leg side, encouraging the keeper to dash across and grab it. No run. And he's up to the wicket, bowls. And this one he manages to turn around the corner. It's racing down towards the boundary, but the fielder will get there and cut it off. They come through for 2. Warren Miller watched that very carefully. He managed to flick off his hips. He's up to the wicket, he bowls straight, a much bigger swing of the bat out to the cover boundary. He managed to get hold of that much better and bobbles over the boundary for 4 runs. In fact, keeps running all the way into the car park. Exactly the response that Mantin were hoping for. Just need to piece together a few more safe shots like that. Turn the game back into a balance. The bowler's in. He's up to the wicket. Bowls again short, slightly wide, but gently carved down to third man who'll pick it up and throw it underarm. Back to the keeper. Through for just a single. John Owen still on 0, yet to score. He looks to take that and he watched it carefully. A square cut. Almost dabbed it down into the floor. Run through for a quick single. That was nicely played. And he remains on strike as they change for the next over. $60 for 4 off 8 overs. Oh, and John Owen looked to advance down the crease. The bowler pinged in a little shorter and just guided it over the slips area. Keeper had no chance and it races down to the boundary for 4 runs. He knew exactly where the fielder was positioned. It looks like the fielder may have hurt himself in the process of fielding, so they're bringing on a substitute. I think he's leaving the field gingerly. cries of "take the T-shirt" from the fielding team. So the new fielder, the substitute fielder, is properly attired, although he's opted to carry it rather than wear it. It looks like he'll just be sticking it on now. And he's ready to play, as is John Owen. And the bowler's in. It's up to the wicket. Bowls again outside of off stump. Guided short to the point area. Of course, there's no fielder there because they're all out on the boundary, so they can get through for a relatively easy single. He moves on to 6. Warren Miller currently on 8 from 5 balls. Bowlers in, up to the wicket. Bowls outside of off stump. Another carve away to square leg. Not square leg, sorry. Deep backward point. And collected and tossed back into the bowler, who's in, up to the wicket. Goes down the leg side. John Owen looked to flick it off his pads down to the boundary. He missed it. It managed to miss the wickets as well. Lots of cries of not sure what. And the umpire gives it as a wide. First one for the over. Little readjustment of the bails by John Owen. Perhaps a good luck charm. And the bowler's in. Up to the wicket. Bowls outside off stump. Again, slapped away to backward point. And they come through for a single. Rotating the strike, these two. Bowlers in. Again outside the off stump. And again slapped into the ground by Warren Miller. But he didn't get hold of it. And it just bounces high in the air to the keeper. And they opt quite sensibly not to take the single that time. And after 9 overs, they're on 68 for 4. Readjustment to the field. And bowlers in. Up to the wicket. Bowls. Just outside, there's a big appeal. John Owen just tucks the bat under his arm and strides off purposely. He knew that he nicked that finest of edges straight into the keeper's gloves. No waiting for the umpire's decision. He knew he'd hit it. And he walks off. Great sportsmanship, recognised by the opposition as well. But Mantin Village continue to be in a bit of trouble just when those two batsmen started to rotate the strike, scoring singles, moving that scoreboard on. They lose another wicket. Now 68 for 5. And they'll do well to try and rebuild from this position. That's what they'll be hoping to do with Neil Matheson coming in. Neil had a fantastic opening spell with the ball in hand. He'll be hoping It's his day, and he can put in a performance with the bat as well. He looks ready to play. Bowler's in, up to the wicket, bowls straight, swings, twists his hips, but didn't connect cleanly. The ball sort of bobbled onto the leg side, very short, and the bowler just skips through and collects it easily. No run. He's up to the wicket, bowls, straight ball again. Same shot, but this time he did connect. Down to deep square leg. And is waiting for it. A little bit of a fumble in the field, but it doesn't matter. They opt to settle for the single. To the wicket, bowls. Looks to cut it away again to backward point, but this time completely misses. And the wicket keeper is able just to toss it back to the bowler. He's in. Bowls. Another one just outside, a bit fuller this time, just outside off stump, and wasn't able to connect again. Another dot ball. Mantin require 113 off the remaining 50 balls in this innings. Still achievable, but they'll need to rebuild carefully from this position. And Elite Warriors very much on top still. So Surav into Matheson. That bowls straight one. Manages to connect with that. Keeps the bat straight. Goes down. Two fielders converge. They can run through for the second run quite easily. Elite Warriors won't mind that. They have managed to prevent dry up the boundaries. There's hasn't been a boundary for over 10 balls. Oh, and he watched that carefully and managed to get enough of an edge on it to evade the outstretched glove of the keeper and run down for 4 runs. A welcome boundary for Mantin Village. And they'll be hoping for many more. He's up to the wicket. Bowls nice and straight. He looks to do a similar sort of shot, but catches inside edge of the bat this time, and it just bounces onto the floor for the wicketkeeper to run to his right and collect. No run. And he's up to the wicket. Bowls wide and short. He leans back, carves it down to the third man boundary. They think about a second, but he's got it. It's a good throw in, and they restrict them to just the single. Batsman's in. And he carves that back between third man and backward point for 4 runs. That was nicely carved away. Managed to get to the boundary twice in that over. To relieve a little bit of that pressure and move to 80 for 5 off 11 overs. Still over 100 runs remaining. But they're keeping themselves in this fight. And if these batsmen can stay and build a score, they'll be hoping that the next few overs are quite productive. Elite Warriors not to be outdone. They're adjusting their field, getting all the finer details correct. And he's up to the wicket. Bowls wide of off stump, and the umpire has given it a wide. Wide off the first ball of the over. He can't afford to have another one this over. He's in up to the wicket. Bowls. Oh, and he looks to edge that past the keeper and down to the boundary, but misses, and the keeper's able to take the bat right in front of his face. There's another dot ball for the Elite Warriors, and they won't mind that at all. Up to the wicket. Bowls. Carves it down to third man. They jog gently through for a single. He's up to the wicket. Bowls. Again, outside off stump, and he rocks back on his heel and halves it. But there's the player positioned cleverly on the boundary there and hits it straight to him. They come through for a single. He's up to the wicket. Bowls. And there's that little deliberate thick outside edge down to the third man boundary, but he's able to run across, cut it off quite cleverly, and gets the throw in. Scampered through for 2 runs. Neil Matheson seems to like that shot, looking to play it whenever he can. And in a response, Elite Warriors move a player tighter to that boundary. He plays it again, and they come through for a single, but the fielder was cleverly placed in exactly the right position to keep it down to 1 run off the last ball of the over. 12 overs gone, 86 for 5. Building a nice partnership here again, which is exactly what Mantin Village needed. After a flurry of wickets, 2 of which were caught on the boundary from players that were quite settled. So a change of bowler. He's up to the wicket, bowls, advances, stretches for it, manages to hit it to deep cover and run through for a single. I think that was a slower delivery than the batsman was expecting. I had to check his shot slightly. And he's in, bowls straight. And again, it's his eyes lit up then. But very much seemed like he was through the shot before the ball had really reached him. No run. It's up to the wicket, bowls straight. Manages to heave one again towards the cover boundary. 2 fielders are there. It's a bit of a confusion between the batsmen. They think about a second. Warren Miller sends him back with a rather loud shout. Don't need to take any more risks. He's up to the boundary straight. It's gone down the leg side. Will it run all the way down the leg side for 4? It has. So wide and 4 runs. That's not what Elite Warriors would be hoping for. They've got some room to play with, but they'll be looking to keep this as tight as possible and not allow Mantin to rebuild a partnership. He's up to the wicket, bowls, nice and straight. That one goes high in the air. Looks like the keeper's going to be underneath it. Thick top edge. It didn't go particularly high even. And in the end, it's an easy catch for the keeper. Running to his right. Neil Matheson is out just at the point. he was building a decent partnership with Warren Miller. He'll be very disappointed with that. And he was looking to play the big shot, which has been the downfall of Mantin Village throughout this match. Leaves them on 93 for 6 wickets. So the last batsman in for Mantin, Shams Bedi. Still require 89 runs off 36 balls. Bowlers in, up to the wicket, bowls straight. Dabs a defensive shot for the first ball just to see out the over. And the batsmen have conflab in the middle. No doubt discussing the game plan that will see them score 89 off the remaining 35 balls. Elite Warriors opt to bring their frontline bowlers back into play. They can sense victory here, I think. He's up to the wickets. He bowls straight one, keeps a little low, but he manages to get it round to backward square leg. They run through for a second. The throw comes in, it bounces twice, so in the end, they made it quite comfortably. Warren Miller moves on to 17. He's up to the wicket, bowls straight one, a big swing. But he missed the ball completely, and the wicketkeeper sort of caught it and tried to throw it towards the stumps, but it's another dot ball. Up to the wicket, bowls, gives it a little bit more flight. Warren Miller, big step forward and tried to sweep it around the corner. In the end, I think it sort of hit his foot, bounced up in the air. Bit of a cry of anguish from the wicketkeeper. And it's another dot ball. Again, he's big stride forward. He looks to just guide it around the corner. It's running down towards the boundary, but it won't make it to the boundary. And wicketkeeper had to run all the way back down to retrieve it, but they run through for 2 runs. And to the wicket, bowls. And a huge heave. He really got hold of that. It's down. Fielders were converging. They thought about the catch. In the end, opted to let it bounce. Play it safe. Return the ball in, and they scamper through for 2 runs. The batsman asking for replacement shoes, I believe. Something has happened to his footwear. He's not comfortable with what he has. Or there's some sort of issue with them. Someone's bringing on a replacement pair. I say pair, he's actually only bought 1 shoe onto the pitch. And he slips on and makes his way back to the crease. Mantin Village on 99 for 6. Still a mountain to climb. But Warren Miller seems quite set on 21, playing some nice shots on to the leg side. A few cuts down to third man, and they'll be hoping to he can continue that. But with only one wicket remaining, I think they'll be looking to try to protect their wicket as well. Right, so the batsman's ready. The bowler's coming in. He's up to the wicket and bowls. It's very, very straight. It bounces, actually lands and lodges itself into the batsman's pad. He wasn't quite sure where it went at first, but he retrieves it and tosses it back to the bowler. Big step forward as there's a fielder out there, but again he opts for the one bounce and return, and they come through for a single. Oh, and he watches that ball as it bounces on a full length, but quite high because it was given some flight, and he paddles it sort of over the keeper, but not quite enough force on that to get it to run all the way down to the boundary. But they managed to run through for 2 runs. And he goes for the same shot again, but this time gets a thick outside edge. The ball just pops out onto the leg side. Shams and Beddy seemed to think that was going down to the boundary again, and set off for a single, but was sent back. Dot ball. This one he cuts away to down to point. Runs through for a single. It's the end of the over. Mantin made it past the 100 mark, and they're 103 for 6. And we gave that some flight, but it was too much. In the end, a full toss that was swatted away for a one bounce boundary down in Cow Corner. Warren Miller's eyes lit up at that. First ball for 4. It's up to the wicket. He bowls another straight one. Opens his hips and arms. Big swing, but it's straight along the ground to the boundary. And the wide mid-on position. And it's just the single. Bowls in up to the wicket. Bowls a straight one. Completely missed. And he skittles off stump for other wicket down. So with no more batsmen to come in, Warren Miller is literally left on his own out there. And he faces the first ball, misses it, manages to not let it hit his stumps. He's advancing. He's clearly got his eyes on the prize this time. Another big swing and a miss. Wiki thought about the stumping, but managed to miss the stumps. Bowler's in. Slightly wide. Looks to carve it away, but again misses that. Looks to be the end of the over. Warren Miller, quite literally the last man standing. And he just needs 73 off 20 balls. Big appeal, mostly from the wicket-keeper there. The bowler joined in, but you had to think it was a bit of a half-hearted effort. Warren Miller managed looking to scoop that round to leg side. Didn't really connect with it. But the bowler's in. He's up to the wicket. Bowls straight forward. And there, that time he does connect. Flick off the legs. Down to the deep square boundary. And he moves himself on to 34. It was a much fuller ball, and he managed to flick it off his toes down to the boundary, and the player comes sprinting across because, of course, there's no option to take that single. So he remains where he is, ready to face the next ball. The bowler's in, up to the wicket. Another dart straight at the front, and it's up in the air. Fielder's there, running to his right. Allows it to bounce and gathers it in. Warren Miller runs 2 runs. That was full and straight. A big appeal this time from the bowler and the wicket-keeper. But the umpire is unmoved. Another change of bowler for the elite Warriors. Looking to rotate that bowling in the hope that someone will be able to outfox the wily Warren Miller, who obstinately at the crease. Outside the off stump. Big swing. In any normal circumstances, an easy single, but of course, with no partner, that's not possible, and the bowler runs across to collect it himself, quite leisurely. And he's up to the wicket, bowls, straight, dabs away into the leg side, thinks about running, decides that he would easily make one, but perhaps not two, and discretion being the better part of valour. Goes back, allowing another dot ball. That one he thought about swinging away, but he missed it completely, as did everybody else. So he can jog through for 2 runs. He will not be looking to increase this score with singing with twos, and he needs to hit the boundary. He's watching the ball carefully. Bowler's in. Bowls outside off stump. Huge swing straight down the ground. The fielder manages to cut it off after just the one bounce, throws it into the keeper. And he goes through for another 2. In this heat and humidity, that's going to be hard to keep up. But he's still there. The bowler's in. Outside off stump. A huge swing, but this time misses. Down on one knee. The fatigue and the heat clearly having an impact on Warren Miller. But he remains. The bowler's in. A very wide ball. Had a bit of a squeal from the bowler. He knew that didn't come out of the hand right. So finishes the over with a wide, which gives time for Warren Miller to take a much needed breather. $123 for 7. Warren Miller on 44 off 37 balls only requires 59. The last 2 overs. And he scoops that around the corner. He's running in to take the second. The throw comes in. In the end, he can comfortably jog back for the second run. But that's not what he would be hoping for. Bowler's in. Big appeal. Big appeal from the bowler. In fact, several appeals from the bowler. Warren Miller advanced down the wicket towards that ball. It certainly clipped something, but whether it was the boot or the bat is unclear. Advances again, a big swing. There's a fielder underneath it. Can he take the catch? He can. And a commando roll for the crowd as well. And the inning comes to the end after a excellent stand by Warren Miller. But in the end, the flurry of quick wickets early on in the innings did for Mantin Village. They managed to get to 125 for 8, but ultimately, a comfortable win for Elite Warriors. And so that concludes the first of the games here today. The second game is due to start in about 25 minutes, which will also be live streamed, lastmanstands.com, via the YouTube channel. And it will be Mantin Village again taking to the field. And they'll be looking and hoping for an improved performance in their second game. As the players shake hands and retire to the shade for a rest and some rehydration. And we'll see you again soon.